The most messed up Christmas movie is definitely this one. But it's strangely accurate about men being trash. Okay, so for the other parts, click this comment. This is my final analysis of Gremlins. The most violent Christmas movie I've ever seen. And it's bonkers. And I made the mistake of showing this to some friends, like not from the US, being like, let's watch a Christmas movie. And it was strangely insightful into US American culture. For starters, like this kitchen scene, and this was like targeted at children. I watched this when I was a child. Literally, it traumatized so many children because we're like, oh, Gizmo. And then it's like these things. And the mom, who is married to a king baby inventor who makes nothing but trash and just does nothing but create more labor for her and problems that she has to solve. For instance, he's out of town. He bought this furry creature, didn't really explain the rules too well. His son, who is the most responsible, oddly old-looking child, doesn't know how to take care of this thing. So mom is taking care of these things, of course. Mom always has to take care of whatever dad or the kids think is a good idea. So they turn into these monsters because Billy, who almost unalives these things 4 times by accident, then has them multiplied, and then they turn into these things. I like Billy. He's a sweet kid, but he definitely takes after his dad sometimes. So the mom ends up putting one of these things, these gremlins, in a blender. Look at this! It's disgusting! She's just like waiting outside the kitchen like, this woman is a badass. So then she comes back in with this thing, all of it, with her little knife, and it is immediately attacked by another one. This dude in the cupboard just throwing plates at her. So she's like, with like a TV dinner tray because her husband probably never eats dinner with her. So then she takes the knife and stabs him. This was the scene where I was like, I come from such a violent country. I mean, in what world is a kid's like Christmassy movie like the mom being like, get out of that kitchen, like psycho, look at this, look at her face, look. And then she's like disassociates from the rage of murder. And then right away, another one is throwing the gingerbread cookies that she's just made because moms are all about Christmas magic, even when dad's out of town selling trash. Look, he's like, nah. So she sprays him with fleet stuff. Look at this. She's so smart. And then puts this guy in the microwave. And we just watch him. And she watches until he explodes. This is the grossest like 4 minutes of cinema in my whole childhood. But I love this. Ding! So she leaves this murder scene with dead gremlin guts everywhere, all over her kitchen, along with inventions her husband created that don't work and take up space. She goes into the den, and then there's another one in the tree. So the tree falls on top of her and is like trying to choke her. Like, look at this. Now Billy finally comes home and Cat sees the Christmas tree / gremlin choking his mom. Grabs dad's knife off the wall. Look, and the gremlin's like, uh-oh. Look at this woman. Look at her face. Mom, are you okay? I think so. Meanwhile, this thing is just burning in the fire. And this is what dad's doing. Trying to sell junk. Sorry, I'm gonna miss it. This dude's never home. Now, this was oddly accurate. There's so many things in this movie are actually very accurate. The dad is trash, completely worthless king baby who adds no value to this family's life. Created this entire problem because he has audacity to take home something he was warned that he can't handle. So Billy goes to the police, and of course they're a bunch of useless drunks. They probably beat their wives like over 40% of police admit to do. Look at this. Look at this guy. So accurate. Meanwhile, these dudes are just taking over the town. I can't figure out where the town folks are. Like, this town has been invaded by these things, and only a few people seem to be affected by it. Where is everybody? Now, they do cut to this lady. This is also very accurate. Another woman at home with her mean, awful, racist husband, King Baby, in his little throne. And she's like, la 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 la. And he's just like, God, I hate this bird. And then when the TV doesn't work, he's like, yeah, quit messing with the TV. She's just back there like doing stuff, Christmas magic-y stuff. She's like, honey, you have the thingy. He's like, oh yeah, here it is, the remote. Go, go, porn. There's a French movie on TV. The streamer translated into English, but they're like speaking French. Foreigner. Hate him. He usually hates a certain foreigner. Very racist man. So then back at the cops, they're all like, oh, look, he's a nationalist too. Maybe he can join the Christian right like us. And classic police brutality theme here. Gonna put cuffs on him. Very good portrayal of cops here. Completely worthless, power-hungry white men who just like to terrorize anyone they have power over. And they're all like, hey, Billy, thanks for your little warning, but Go back home and open your little presents. Attaboy. Like, this is very accurate. And then they cut to that woman who wanted to kill Billy's dog. She's like, Christmas carolers. I hate Christmas carolers. Screechy voice. Little glue sniffers. This woman is so angry. She calls children who sing at her door, oh, brats, glue sniffers. And of course, it's these guys. Yeah. And she's like, oh my God, they came for me finally. She knows she's a terrible person. She's going to hell. She gets in her little chair, and then they have her fly out the window. And the police find her dead in her chair. Meanwhile, the police are in their car and watch these gremlins attack Santa and are like, wow, look at that. And then, so the dad, the worthless dad, is trying to make his way home. And he tries to sell this stupid ashtray to the gas station attendant. I don't know why this scene is in here. This could have been cut. So then, the gremlins have taken over everything. Again, I don't know where everybody is. So first they go to the bar. And look, they even have, the reference to the dogs playing poker thing. And they even have a little schmegs worker here, I think. Now, then we get back to the love story between Billy and the girl who hates Christmas, who had told Billy that people try to slit their wrists on Christmas, literally word verbatim. And she's like, now I have another reason to hate Christmas. Billy's like, what are you talking about? She tells this crazy story about Christmas Eve, waiting for Dad to come home from work, decorating the tree, Dad's late, call the office, no answer. Christmas Day comes and goes, nothing. Then the police start searching. 4 or 5 days go by, and Gizmo's like, God, this woman's messed up. Look at his face. I love this little smirk he has all the time. She's like, we didn't eat or sleep. Then one day it's really cold and snowy. House was cold. We try to light the fire. And that's when I noticed the smell. It's been 5 or 6 days. I don't understand how she did not smell a dead body rotting in her chimney until she walked over to the chimney. Like, you would have smelled that. This is as a writer, this is so distracting, I can't take the story seriously anymore. You guys could have come up with something better than this. She would have smelled it. Of course, the firemen find her dad in the chimney with presents, and Gizmo's like, this explains a lot. And he was dressed like Santa, trying to surprise us. Billy's like, I don't know if I like this girl anymore. He's like, and that's how I found out that there is no Santa. He's like, okay, well, let's go kill some gremlins. So they go to the movie theater. I don't understand how all these things can watch movies when they're not supposed to be seeing light. Another inconsistency. Look at this. These things are fun. Gizmo's kind of a downer. I know Gizmo's sweet, but the gremlins are fun when they're not trying to unalive people. Look at this. That's fun. I want to party with this dude. Then they all die. And while they're dying, they put buckets of popcorn on their head. I love these guys. And so these guys are like, let's blow up the building. Boom! Then they realize there's one more. They're like, let's kiss real quick. Gizmo's like, yo, I'm right here. Can you stop already? Then they go into the store and Billy gets razor spikes throwing saws at him. Shoots him with a dart gun. Bow and arrow stuff. Chainsaws. It's intense, y'all. Now, these dudes are speaking English the entire time. Gizmo speaks English. These guys are always like, what up? Guns. Even the dog understands what's happening. Die! Gizmo, pow pow. When he comes in the little Corvette, Gizmo's like, bright light, bright light. So then the thing dies, and the loser dad is like, what happened? What the hell's that? And then it turns into a puddle of goo. So then they're watching TV. They're like, mass hysteria caused all this. And he's like, good, I hope no one knows I did this. And then poor Gizmo's not doing so well. And mom, of course, do you want some chicken soup? And this guy shows up. He's like, you got him watching TV? What's wrong with you? I warned you. These things are responsibility. You don't listen. Look what you did. And then classic, the dad's like, but I didn't mean it. And then he scolds them. It's basically you white people, this is what you do with everything. This is what you do to nature. You idiots aren't ready for something like this. And look at the dad. Yep. It's the dude caused all of this. Showed up at the very end and was like, oops. Look at his wife. It's like, I can't believe I married this man. So then he's like, by the way, Mark White has something to say. Billy's like, he talks to you? He's like, yeah, bro, do you not listen to him? He's like, yeah, dude. I literally been saying English this whole time. He's like, y'all are hopeless. Take my dumb invention. Billy's like, God, you suck.